right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ALGS channel. We took a couple of days off because honestly there wasn't that much going on. It kind of be just forced titles, forced topics that were really out of nothing, but we waited a couple of days, and ladies and gentlemen, we got some drama in today's video that I'm very excited to talk about. All kind of roster changes. They're all going crazy. Thank you to all the people that showed up to the kick stream this morning as we were kind of going through a lot of topics, and kind of made a video or a stream this morning where basically we were just going through and just chatting with one another, having a good time, going through some of the news, seeing what was going on. That's where we kind of built some of this stuff as well. So if you guys want to make, kind of show some love, I guess I'm thinking about in the morning, just kind of doing like a good morning stream, drink a cup of Joe and all that stuff. And you just kind of talk with chat. I thought it was pretty fun. So let's go ahead and dive right into this. First thing I want to make mention of, E8 Elevate. No surprise here. Moving forward, Enoch says, which is the coach currently for Elevate, says that moving forward, we'll be looking for one to play with Chaotic much and Zach Mazer in the Pro League. This was far from an easy decision, but one that I believe is the best for the team moving forward. I have nothing but love for Dezignful and wish him the best moving forward in his pursuits. This squad had the potential to be one of the best in the world, but internal conflicts got in the way of us being able to show it. If you believe you could be the right fit, then reach out to me for the team. So this is obviously Team Elevate. And by the way that it sounds like Team Conflicts makes it seem like something was wrong with Dezignful, and we're getting into that in just a second. Here we go. Dezignful says he's officially looking for a team for the Pro League, but he was, quote, kind of blindsided, but it is what it is. We'll fill any role. Top 5 in hours in the game, though, so the passion is here, ready for a fresh start. Madden's kind of clapped back a little bit, saying you thought you were blindsided. You've been ripping ranked instead of scrimming with your team. Am I right? And Dezignful also said, I set out for a week of tier 7 international scrims to support the growth of my channel, but whenever I never took a single scrim off before, and I was given the okay to do so, but I'm not tripping it over it. Everything happens for a reason. Madness also said, yeah, but competitive success will also blow up your channel. In my opinion, I didn't think the team was the best fit for you either, but you'll find a squad to dominate with in the right environment. You're easily among the best. And also Chaotic kind of showing some love here with the big old heart emoji. So we'll see how things go, but nonetheless, kind of a shocker. Well, I guess not really a shocker. I think some people saw this coming with how poorly they performed. Now, given they did pretty good in the regional finals or in the, the end of all of this, but they just simply didn't do good enough throughout the year or throughout the split 2 in order to qualify. And I kind of was not surprised for much of that. Minus Tempo also kind of gave us some drama going on in the Challenger Circuit team or scene and the Pro League scene as well. And that's kind of where Dezignful continue the conversation. So out of the 19 teams not at LAN, only 9 of these guys signed up. Out of the current top 30 teams for Challenger Circuit, only 7 signed up. Oversight will not be running LCQ scrims anymore for all of you people that are basically. So here's what Minus Tempo is doing. If you guys are not aware, LCQ is coming up for the people that didn't make split 2 playoffs, people that didn't make split 1 playoffs, people that didn't make champs quite yet. There's a last chance qualifier coming. And by the way, my hair is, I just got out of the shower. I didn't do nothing to it. It's kind of crazy right now. For the people that didn't make it, there will be an LCQ for them to play in. And the problem is that people are not realizing, like, dude, if you're wanting to get better, you're going to have to get better, like, by actually playing against some of the top people. It's not just going to happen for you. You're not just going to get better, like, out of nowhere. You're not just going to make a crazy run and suddenly win the game and win the tournament and win the LCQ and actually make it to champs. You've got to put in the work. You've got to put in the time. You've got to be scrimming against the best. And here was the opportunity to do so. And they did not take it. And so Oversight will no longer be running the LCQ scrims anymore. I understand some of the Challenger Circuit teams want to practice against teams they will eventually be facing in Challenger Circuit number 4, and that makes sense. But what excuse does that give all of the other teams? Everyone is too busy playing musical chairs with rosters, swap teammates the moment something doesn't work, change drop spots every CC due to new teammates. There's so little to no discipline in this scene. Almost everyone acts like a child. I tried to host these scrims to give everyone practice, since that's what everyone was asking for last LAN, when only LAN scrims were hosted, and this is what happens. How many I'm going to commit to improving tweets are we going to get before the majority of you actually poorly perform in the Challenger Circuit 4 and LCQ? Obviously, this is where people came in. Everybody's like, no passion, no passion. Challenger Circuit teams not scrimming against better competition because they want to scrim against the CC4 teams is wild. Getting a chance to play against Pro League teams is rare. Take the advantage here. Gain valuable experience. I can't imagine not, partaking of this. And Dezignful also saying, I got dropped for this, seriously. And so it's kind of sad to see that people don't have the passion. What's weird enough is that, there were all these little, like, no offense, but kind of snowflakes in here saying, well, you know, like, don't say they don't have passion. No, you know, it's like people trying to defend this is unbelievable. Look, you got what it takes or it don't. You know, you've got to step up to the plate or don't. Go sit on the bench and you know, cry like a little baby about how you're not good enough or how you're not making land. You're not getting a chance in the pro league. You've got to put in the work. It's not just going to happen. You're not just going to shock the world with a crazy, you know, like, you know, run at a tournament out of nowhere. You're not just going to do it. You've got to literally put in the work, blood, sweat, and tears in order to do it. There's no substitution for hard work, and everybody knows that, and the pros know that. That's why it's kind of like a laughing matter for them. You know, they're looking at it like, look, Apex is full of bozos coming from RKN. You guys tweet about passion and grinding and don't even show up. If you do show up, you run it down and troll and leave after a bad game. I can't wait to see more Apex's gatekept tweets in the future. You don't have what it takes. Minus does so much for the community or in the scene, and just to disrespect tier 2 and even some tier 1 pros, the disrespect that they're showing when he's taking unpaid time out of his day to put on the scrims. It's a joke. Now, what's kind of funny behind this is, like, they were also going through, and Albert Lely was like, yo, wait a second, I could have sworn you guys were rev sending us with Ash Crypto, but maybe I'm hallucinating. And that's when RKN had to defend themselves. Like, congrats, I think you mean that we sat in zone for an hour without seeing any teams wasting our time, won the previous game, and said we were leaving scrims because everyone was trolling. So did RKN and them give up as well? Yes, but I guess it's a little bit more, the context is important. I guess it wasn't the same. Now, there was some you know, like I said, conversations here, and this is what's crazy. Dig Vibes also said, I'd rather play CC scrims for CC4 since it's coming up in the upcoming week, then play LCQ scrims that end being troll because X team is inting everybody, just griefing the whole quality. I don't want to waste my time getting zero practice because teams are not playing it like it's LCQ. So I guess to some degree, I understand that, like, the problem is that people aren't taking it seriously, but still it makes no sense at all to be able to play against high quality teams and not take that opportunity at all. Like, if the conversation is no one's taking it serious, this is unbelievable, like RKN is doing, where he's leaving as well, okay, noteworthy, definitely note taken. But if it's just because, like, oh, I want to play the challenger circuit teams because they're more relevant to my tournament that's coming up, that's just bogus, because we know any pro team would probably dominate in that challenger circuit tournament as well, and you need to be getting better at the game entirely. So like I said, more conversations go on. Nonetheless, though, most people seem to agree with the pros on this one, because, you know, the pros dominate at the end of the game or at the end of the day for a very good reason. So it's like, even if you have a good excuse, who cares? Because you're not a pro, and it's very obvious that, like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, keep having that bad excuse down in the low ranks while we're still pro and don't care about the excuses, right? You know, either play or you don't. Now, like I said, not to be harsh, but hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. I just can't believe some people are not taking their, you know, opportunity seriously, or not taking the opportunity that they have in front of them to play and get better with pros. I've really rambled on. I probably should just cut some of this out. Where are we at? 7 minutes? We just keep it going. All right. Also wanted to mention roster change happening over here for the meat lovers. I'm sweating like a pig, bro. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, Meat Lovers has obviously had a lot of rosters in the last couple of weeks, maybe even months at this point. These guys have been going through and through and through a third like no other before. We knew Zainu was obviously here with the Meat Lovers. He got poached by Dark Zero. Dark Zero dropped one of their players as well. Rambo was playing with him. All of a sudden, he's not playing with him. Dark Zero performs like absolutely you know, so much better with Zainu, to be honest with you. And so that was a good pickup from them nonetheless. They also go through some other players as well. We have Meat Lovers finally playing with Lux. They had another player that seemed to, you know, be moving on as well. And now you've got Stay Naughty joining from the LANimals. After the LANimals just recently broke up, the new roster for Meat Lovers is Tech, Lux, and Stay Naughty. I gotta be honest, this roster looks good, but I'm hoping honestly that none of these guys get poached. I'm really just hoping that somebody will pick the Meat Lovers up, because in my opinion, these guys deserve something. And Tech, as much as he has been a scout for some players, these guys really deserve some love here to some degree. And I'm hoping that a big organization will get back involved and will maybe pick them up. But honestly, with the state of Apex right now, we'll see if that actually even happens. Also wanted to mention, as we wrap the video up with some other news, this is something that was so cool. I really love this idea. It's Matt coming from the challenger circuit scene, said, breaking news, there's a lot of controversy on how the rank system has been this season, and someone came up with a really good idea on how to fix or change it. Different competitive leagues for different divisions. I'm interested to see what you guys have to say about this, because in my opinion, this is probably one of the coolest things that I've actually seen. So as you can see on screen now, there's literally a tournament mode idea that they had, where basically you could go through, schedule private match, tournament, my team, and all this stuff, do an open league where there's an open league competition. Then you can have a challenger league where there's challenging competition for, and, you know, compete for rewards. And then the Apex League, which is the best of the best cash prizes as well. I would actually, and you can see, you know, start tourney, see the leaderboards, all this stuff. I really like this idea. And then you can also see they go through like an in-game leaderboard. Look how cool this would be, bro. Like it amazes me that the community is doing a better job at coming up with this stuff than the actual Apex team themselves. An in-game tournament leaderboard. Imagine watching a tournament go down live, and instead of going to a website to go check it out, you could see it in-game. Alliance in first place with all these kills, all these points, whatever, and you can see second place TSM. It goes on, it goes on, it goes on. In my opinion, man, Apex is fumbling so hard by not trying this out. This is so such a good idea, and I really can't believe that you're not. And you can even see, you know, your team, TSM Imperial Howl, TSM MNK, TSM Imperial or Verhulst. So like the fact that you could see your own analytics in the league as well, this is just so cool, man. And I really wish that they would do something like this, man. If they would, I feel like it would really explode the competitive scene for this game even more so than it is now, because we're kind of in a little bit of a rut as well. Let's go ahead and final it off with the challenger circuit, you know, roster changes. Hits Tyler also looking for a team for like only like a week. I already missed the constant building on teamwork. And with a consistent team, I hope that something works out, that I can show everything that I have in this game. Also, we've got Infinity looking for team for challenger circuit and future, 4 points off of finals in the last challenger circuit, 680 challenger circuit points. I also saw that like Spire was looking for a third as well, and they were looking for someone specifically with some points so that they can actually qualify for the LCQ. Bray also looking for team preferred co-IGL support Fragger. All these guys got some pretty consistent placements, I guess, to some degree in the challenger circuit, or at least like a far above like the little guys. Like they're like semifinals consistent or so. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy, and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to stay up to date all things Apex Legends esports related. And until the next time, folks, I will see you all later, Gators.